Oh, have you ever imagined Evelyn Harrington, the 82-year-old queen of Wall Street, who can shake the stock market with just one click, suddenly slumping her head down onto the worn wooden table in the middle of Willow's Brew coffee shop in Brooklyn, tears rolling down uncontrollably, not because of plunging stocks or a failed billion-dollar takeover, but because of a sparkling emerald ring on the finger of the barista Olivia, the weary girl scraping by on meager tips and buried dreams of painting. It's not just an antique piece, it's the key, unlocking a 32-year secret, ruthless betrayal from her own blood, cancer gnawing at her from within, and a shattered family that could be mended or torn apart forever by greed. Will that green gem lead her back to the light at the end of her life, or push everything into inescapable darkness? Evelyn Harrington wakes at 4 a.m. in her gleaming Park Avenue penthouse, where every decision she makes can rock the stock market. At 82, she is the soul of Harrington Enterprises, the colossal tech empire born in a Detroit garage, now controlling global supply chains. She sits behind the walnut desk, her piercing blue eyes scanning the multi-monitor screens, green and red charts dancing like a high-stakes game. Sell all positions in Chinese AI. She commands through her earpiece, her voice steady and low like an execution order, and millions of dollars shift instantly, leaving ripples across the trading floor. That's Evelyn's world. Precise, ruthless, where emotions are locked tight behind the bulletproof glass of ambition. She sips black coffee, no sugar, from a white porcelain mug at exactly 5:15 a.m., a ironclad habit forged through 6 decades of climbing. But behind that shell, darkness quietly gnaws. 6 months ago, in the stark white exam room at Memorial Sloan Kettering, the doctor whispered the diagnosis: Stage 4 lung cancer, metastasized to the liver and bones. We could try chemo. But he hesitated, and Evelyn cut him off with a cold smile. Time waits for no one. She kept it secret. No word to the board, just solitary mornings gazing out at the Hudson River. She needs a true heir, not Victor, her 5-year-old son with the fake smile, hiding massive losses from a failed metaverse deal. Victor has ambition, but lacks heart. Harrington needs someone to bring back Theodore's artistic soul, turning the machine into a living legacy. Every month, Evelyn cracks the shell, sneaking away like a schoolgirl playing hooky. She dismisses the driver, climbs into the unassuming black Range Rover SUV, no vanity plates, and speeds across the Brooklyn Bridge, fleeing diamonds and million-dollar contracts. Destination: Willow's Brew, the cozy coffee shop tucked into a corner of Bedford Avenue in Brooklyn, buzzing with the jingle of bicycle bells, the aroma of toasted bread mingling with hand-roasted coffee. The tiny spot, with its few worn wooden tables and espresso machine humming behind the bar, is her time capsule she slips into. It's where she and Theodore had their first date in 1968, 2 young engineers crammed in a Detroit garage, their first software idea born on a ping-pong table. Now that garage is the sprawling Austin campus, Theodore gone 15 years from a heart attack mid-flight to Davos. But Willow's Brew remains unchanged. Owner Manny, a Mexican immigrant with a silver mustache, calling her señorita, even though she's past 70. Today, Evelyn parks in the back alley, steps in wearing a gray trench coat over her Chanel suit, silver hair neatly pinned under a wool hat. No one recognizes her, she's just the regular in the corner, ordering a latte instead of black coffee, a small rebellion that makes her smile inwardly. Manny nods, pours the steaming latte with a perfect leaf in the foam. She traces the rim of the cup with her finger, warmth seeping through her thin, aged skin. Seated by the window, sunlight filtering through frayed curtains, memories flood back like a torrent. Theodore, eyes sparkling, teasing her by snatching the last bite of blueberry muffin, revenge for her, stealing the cheese. His laughter echoes, mingling with the melancholic Coltrane jazz from the old speakers. The pain sharpens, reminding her of the mistake unamended, especially Sophia, the stubborn daughter with fiery red hair, paint-stained hands, vanished 32 years after a tear-soaked fight in the Hamptons. "You killed my dreams, Mom," Sophia screamed, slamming the door, leaving a void. She hired detectives to Chicago. Fruitless regret now mingles with the cancer, each breath labored. Evelyn sips the latte, the bittersweet taste spreading, wondering amid the passers-by outside the window, a mom pushing a stroller, a guitarist artist, a hipster in patterned bow tie if today holds something to change her fate. The door chime rings. A new customer enters, carrying the green gem that could illuminate or incinerate everything she has left. Dear viewers, pause for a moment to hit subscribe on the channel before diving into the main story, but only if you truly empathize with what I'm sharing here. And leave a comment below letting me know where you're watching from and what time it is now. It's fascinating to see everyone from all over joining us. The coffee grinder hums like a pounding heartbeat. Olivia Hayes wipes the bar with mechanical repetition, her other hand balancing a tray of steaming lattes, ready to plunge into the lunch rush. At 28, she's the backbone of Willow's Brew. But her life is a string of long days in a cramped Bushwick rental, where peeling walls and rumbling trucks drown her fitful sleep. Olivia raises her 5-year-old daughter Mia on a meager salary plus sporadic tips from regulars, while the specter of medical bills for the girl's asthma clings like a shadow. She hides her passion for drawing scribbled pencil sketches in an old notebook, drafting Mia's toothy grin or winding Brooklyn streets, fearing it's dismissed as pie-in-the-sky dreams in a harsh real world where bills come before dinner. Today, the shop's busier than usual, laughter blending with toasted bread and hand-roasted beans, drowning the fatigue from last night's double shift. Olivia ties her curly mess into a high bun, dark-circled brown eyes scanning the crowd for the familiar elderly. Regular in her corner spot, the old lady who always orders a latte, despite muttering, "Black, no sugar," a quirky habit that makes her smile secretly, like an inside joke between two strangers. She carries the tray to the table, setting the latte down gently, a polite smile on her tired lips. "Your latte, ma'am," with a dash of cinnamon as always. The customer looks up from her reverie, piercing blue eyes suddenly locking, and in that instant, afternoon sun streams through the glass straight onto the emerald ring on Olivia's left ring finger. The gem flashes like a green lightning bolt, slicing the shop's serene air. Evelyn Harrington gasps, her wrinkled hand with its massive diamond rings instinctively rising to her throat, where her pulse races under thin skin. It's no ordinary ring, it's Theodore's hand-carved masterpiece, a rare emerald from the family Montana mine, a 15th wedding anniversary token symbolizing the lighthouse, guiding them through business storms and personal losses. She wore it through brutal deals, then gifted it to Sophia, her beloved daughter, with fiery red hair and artistic dreams as a promise of protection amid Harrington's steel world. Now, 32 years later, it's here, on a stranger's hand in bustling Brooklyn, the worn silver chain wrapped around Olivia's slender finger like a whisper from the past. Evelyn's heart thuds, the world blurring suddenly whispers of patrons, rich roasted coffee scent, clinking spoons all fading to a roar in her ears. She grips the worn table edge, nails digging into her palm, fighting the tremor spreading from chest to hands. How could it be? That one-of-a-kind ring, once her treasure in the Hamptons safe, now sparkling on this barista's hand, like destiny's cruel joke. Olivia notices the shift on the customer's face, the usually serene eyes now wide in horror, wrinkled cheeks paling, and she freezes mid-step, hand instinctively covering the ring like guarding a family secret. "Ma'am, are you okay?" Olivia whispers, worry laced with curiosity, leaning closer, vanilla from the latte mingling with faint Chanel perfume from the old woman. Evelyn doesn't reply at first, eyes glued to the green gem, memories flooding like a deluge. Sophia wearing it last in their tear-drenched fight, screaming about killed dreams, then vanishing forever. Now the ring returns, carrying her lost daughter's shadow, and perhaps a fragile hope amid the cancer's gnawing darkness. But if it's no coincidence, then who is this young woman, and what secret awaits her unveiling? Alright, dear viewers, if you're watching and finding this story intriguing, comment number 1 or "I'm still here to keep listening," okay? The spoon clinks against the cup bottom like an alarm bell in Evelyn's head, as she lunges forward, wrinkled hand gripping the table edge until knuckles whiten, nails digging deep into the worn wood. "You, where did you get that ring?" Her voice cracks, no longer the sharp command of Wall Street's queen but a hoarse whisper, raw like sandpaper scraping a parched throat, the aftermath of secret chemo sessions hidden in her Chanel purse. The question bursts like a desperate plea, slicing the shop's lively air of patron laughter and vanilla coffee scents, making Olivia Hayes freeze mid-stride, empty tray nearly slipping from her hand. Her kind face, shadowed by last night's shift, furrows in confusion mixed with worry. This regular, who always sits quietly like a ghost, now erupts into an emotional storm, piercing blue eyes wide in terror as if seeing a past demon rise from the latte. Olivia instinctively covers the emerald ring, slender fingers clutching the worn silver chain like a shield guarding a family heirloom, which she wears daily unaware of its true worth. It's my mother's, she whispers, voice soft but trembling, her name tag Olivia, glinting under the shop's warm neon lights, a keepsake from her, before she passed. She said it was a talisman, guiding through hard times. Her mother's name, Sophia Hayes, slips out instinctively, like an underground river suddenly breaching, and in that moment, it slams into Evelyn's heart like a punch from the shadows. Sophia, her rebellious, beautiful daughter with sunset Michigan fiery red hair and paint-smeared hands from vibrant abstract canvases, who vanished from her life 32 years ago after a tear-soaked quarrel in the Hamptons mansion. You only love money, not me. You'll regret killing my dreams. Sophia screamed, hurling the easel at the shattering glass wall, then storming out into the rainy night, leaving Evelyn with a chill deeper than the storm outside. She thought it was teenage fury, that in weeks she'd return with a toothy grin and tight hug like childhood days. But 32 years slipped like Wall Street dust, with fruitless searches by private eyes from New York to Chicago, long nights staring at hospital ceilings, now entwined with the cancer spreading cell by cell. Evelyn staggers to her feet, the wooden chair toppling with a dry crash echoing through the shop, drawing stares from nearby tables, a group of hipsters pausing their laptop clacks, a young mom halting her stroller, even Manny behind the bar snapping up, silver mustache quivering in concern. She clutches the table edge, knees trembling under her silk skirt, the world spinning like the 2008 crash floor, but this time not for money but for a name, a sparkling green gem like a curse from the past. Tears ones she hasn't shed since Theodore's funeral, when she stood ramrod straight by the walnut coffin, biting her lip bloody to maintain unbreakable poise, now surge unchecked, streaming down wrinkled cheeks, hot and salty like the sea she once dreamed of with her husband. In the humble Willow's Brew, where blueberry muffin scents still waft like Theodore's gentle teas of old, powerhouse billionaire Evelyn Harrington collapses onto the table, sobbing like a lost child in Brooklyn's night market, shoulders heaving, broken cries blending with the melancholic Coltrane jazz from the old speakers. It's the cry of a mother bereft of her child, a woman facing death without mending mistakes, after years of detectives digging from police files to graffiti streets in Wicker Park, only yielding voids and long hospital nights where cancer's shadow whispers time is running out. Olivia panics, tray clattering to the floor, porcelain shattering underfoot amid patrons, but she doesn't care. Motherly instinct drives her to kneel beside the old woman, hand lightly touching Evelyn's shoulder through the gray trench coat, a simple warm gesture amid the emotional gale sweeping everything. "Ma'am, are you all right? Should I call an ambulance?" Olivia's voice quivers, vanilla scent from her hands, a latte remnant wafting like silent comfort, while Manny rushes from behind the bar, wiping hands on his apron and placing a calloused hand on the regular's shoulder. Evelyn looks up, red-rimmed eyes locking on Olivia, peering through tears to glimpse Sophia's shadow, the brown eyes, the kind smile, like a lost puzzle piece from the faded photo album locked in the Hamptons safe. Granddaughter. This secret, the ring not just a sentimental jewel but a curse or blessing from fate. Where will it lead them amid Brooklyn's hurrying life, when the past suddenly returns to collect its debt in unwipeable tears? The back door of the sleek black limo closes with a dry click like fate's whisper, swallowing Brooklyn's clamor into the heavy silence of glossy Italian leather interior. Evelyn Harrington hunches in the rear seat, shoulders slightly stooped under the now wrinkled gray trench coat, red-rimmed eyes still fixed on the sparkling emerald ring on Olivia Hayes's hand. That green gem now like a ticking bomb between two strangers swept into memory's vortex. Olivia curls in the opposite corner, fingers clutching the ring like a final shield, thumb unconsciously stroking the worn silver chain, cool metal seeping through skin like a reminder of mornings when her mother Sophia sat at the Chicago kitchen table, murmuring about the talisman guiding through darkness. The drive from Willow's Brew hurtles across the Brooklyn Bridge, through bustling streets yielding to seaside highways, but the limo's air thickens like Hudson fog, broken only by the engine's soft purr and the ragged breaths of two hearts wrestling emotional storms. Evelyn glances at Olivia through drying tears, seeing Sophia flicker in those weary brown eyes, not illusion, but a lost fragment from the faded album tucked in the Hamptons safe, where portraits of her daughter beaming now gather 32 years of dust. The car speeds through thinning suburbs, toward the Hamptons, where the Harrington mansion looms like a grim gray granite fortress, amid perfectly trimmed rose gardens and an infinity pool shimmering under fading afternoon Sunday. Olivia presses her nose to the window, breath fogging the bulletproof glass, watching the opulent world glide by like a fever dream. White fences, edging white sands, lavish estates with wrought iron gates, all so alien she feels like an intruder. A Bushwick barista in scuffed sneakers and lingering roasted coffee on her uniform shirt. Her heart pounds, thinking of Mia at daycare, the 5-year-old with asthma and toothy grins scribbling on newsprint will her hasty call to the teacher, "Mom's late," suffice to mask this chaos. Evelyn, across from her, dabs her eye corner, the small gesture betraying the steel shell of the billionaire cracking. She, who negotiated billion-dollar mergers without blinking, now trembles like autumn leaves in wind, for that green gem is no mere keepsake. It's the red thread linking shattered past to fragile future, amid the cancer gnawing each breath. The heavy iron gates creak open, the limo rolling up the winding white gravel drive to the mansion, a massive granite block with tall arched glass windows, like a displaced European castle on America's shore, where every brick tells tales of brutal deals and lonely nights after Theodore's passing. Alfred, the 5-year-old butler with a faded silver mustache and impeccably tailored black suit, waits on the marble steps, his usually stoic face creased in rare worry. He's served the Harringtons 45 years, from Detroit garage days to lavish Davos galas, watching Evelyn rise from young engineer to Wall Street queen, but never seen her emerge from the limo disheveled, eyes red-rimmed, with a strange guest trailing. "Mrs. Harrington," he murmurs, voice warm like a grandfather's fairy tale, hand opening the heavy glass door. "What's happened? You look unwell." Evelyn pauses on the steps, hand gripping the cold stone railing, inhaling deeply to regain composure. A familiar tic from tense board meetings, then offers a faint smile, voice choked but resolute. "Everything's about to change. Alfred, bring herbal tea to the study for the two of us. And call the Bushwick daycare. Tell them to keep Mia a few more hours." Olivia startles. How does the old lady know her daughter's name? But Alfred nods without blinking, accustomed to his employer's sudden commands, and leads them through the grand foyer, where marble floors gleam under crystal chandeliers and Pollock abstracts hang on walls like reminders of Sophia's once-loved art world. The study is Evelyn's private haven, towering walnut shelves to the ceiling, stuffed with ancient leather tomes and yellowed parchments, a marble fireplace crackling warmly against the coastal chill, and center stage, Theodore's oil portrait beaming the sparkling eyes from their garage meeting days, now a lighthouse guiding through long, lonely nights. Evelyn sinks into the deep brown leather armchair, the weary gesture revealing the cancer's weight pressing down, then gestures Olivia to the opposite velvet red armchair the young woman perches on the edge, back rigid as if poised to flee, hand still clutching the ring like it might vanish. The study's air thickens with old book scent and hearth smoke, broken only by the wall clock's ticking countdown time Evelyn knows she has little of. "That ring," she begins, voice quivering like autumn leaves, eyes locked on the green gem glinting in firelight, "was my husband's, Theodore. He hand-engraved it inside. An emerald from the Montana family mine. My lighthouse, guiding through darkness. T.H. There's only one like it in the world. Our 15th anniversary, when we nearly lost everything in the 1973 oil crisis." She pauses, inhaling deeply, memories crashing like waves on shore. Theodore slipping it on her by Michigan's lake, vowing to guide through every storm. Then she gifted it to Sophia, a blessing for her daughter's artistic dreams, before Harrington's steel world swallowed all. Olivia touches the ring face, heart pounding under her worn uniform, metal warming like her mother's whisper Chicago evenings. Sophia at the easel under flickering neon, vaguely recounting the first love who engraved the ring to guide through darkness. Now, seated in this opulent study, She wonders if opening it was life's biggest mistake, or the key decoding her mother's shrouded melancholy through wandering years. Olivia's finger trembles on the ring's edge, twisting the base like unlocking a long-sealed door from the past, and a small click sounds dry, almost inaudible amid the fireplace's crackle in the study, but enough to halt both women's breaths. The emerald gleams under orange firelight, revealing the hidden compartment inside. A tiny lock of fiery red hair like Michigan sunset, coiled tight around a thin parchment scrap, and faint engraved script shimmering in the glow, "My lighthouse, guiding through darkness, T.H." Beside it, a faded mini photo, young Evelyn and Theodore, embracing by the rippling lake, his beaming smile like sun-piercing clouds, her eyes sparkling with ironclad faith in the future they'd build from cramped Detroit garage. That instant, the study's air freezes, old book and wood smoke scents weaving a veil from the outside world, where Atlantic waves murmur beyond arched windows. But here, only pounding hearts and Evelyn Harrington's choked breaths. The Wall Street queen now huddled in leather like an ordinary old woman, steel shell cracking under memory's weight. Evelyn's tears surge again, unchecked, tracing time's folds and secret chemo wrinkles down her cheeks, dripping onto the wrinkled gray trench coat sleeve like withered autumn leaves. She reaches a trembling hand to the red lock. Sophia's color, her daughter, the girl who once dashed through Hampton's Gardens, easel under arm, painting vibrant abstracts that made Theodore roar with laughter, calling them Harrington's future, not code but soul. Sophia was everything to her, a fiery blaze amid Harrington Enterprises' cold steel world, where every decision was a billion-dollar gamble and every mistake could devour the family. The girl grew with sunset red hair like fire, hands perpetually stained with oil paint and pastels, drawing as if the world were a vast canvas awaiting her touch, winding Brooklyn streets under rain, Michigan Lake glittering under moon, or Theodore's toothy grin by the garage ping-pong table. Evelyn recalls afternoons beside her daughter's easel, feigning grasp of the chaotic strokes as art. But deep down, worrying the world she'd built tolerated no vague dreams, only sharp contracts and soaring stocks. She pushed Sophia into business, summer Harvard courses, Manhattan internships, hoping to bank the flame into stable embers, safer for her daughter's future amid Wall Street tempests. "You need reality, Sophia," she'd whispered in late-night talks, while Theodore slept by the hearth, but her daughter only smiled sadly, eyes gleaming as if foreseeing the rift forming. Then Sophia clashed with that rigid elite world, like a summer storm sweeping peaceful Michigan Lake. She fell for Liam Hayes, a talented street artist wandering Chicago with a battered guitar and vibrant graffiti on red brick walls, possessing nothing but dreams and calloused hands from mixing pigments on sidewalks. They met at a small suburb gallery, where Sophia fled her first forced board meeting, and Liam sketched her portrait in drizzle, dubbing it Red Fire Goddess amid the gray city. Their love exploded like fireworks nights roaming Michigan Avenue, sketching on newsprint, whispering of a future where art redeemed the world over code. But Evelyn saw the threat. Liam dirt poor, no prospects, no name, just a gentle soul who could drag Sophia from the empire she'd toiled nights in garages to Davos deals. She forbade it, not with screams but cold parlor talks in the mansion, where crystal chandeliers glittered like daggers. "He'll make you suffer, Sophia, like I did, when Theodore nearly bankrupted us in 1973. She worried for her daughter, truly, envisioning Sophia wandering with easel and guitar over glossy boardrooms. But that fear eclipsed love, morphing into the steel wall she wielded to shield Harrington. That memory cuts sharp as the surgical blade Evelyn once witnessed in hospital rooms, slicing through 32 years accumulated regret fat. The final quarrel erupted in the Hamptons parlor under 1993's summer storm. Sophia at 24, bursting in with Liam trailing, wildflowers from Michigan Lake in hand. "You don't understand love, just contracts and mergers," Sophia screamed, hurling the easel at shattering glass walls, shards glittering like fallen stars amid thunder. Evelyn stood frozen like the mansion's granite statue, lip bitten bloody, murmuring, "I did it for you," but the words lost in rain-lashed windows. Sophia turned away, Liam clasping her hand, and they vanished into the night, leaving a void Evelyn thought weeks would fill with apologetic grins. But 32 years flowed like Wall Street dust. Fruitless searches, private eyes digging Chicago files to Wicker Park graffiti streets. Theodore dying of heart attack, unaware of his daughter. And now Evelyn sits here, cancer gnawing each breath, facing Olivia with Sophia-identical brown eyes. She recounts, voice breaking through tears, not to justify but release, like venting a pent-up regret river. Olivia listens, her life's puzzle piecing. Mother Sophia, melancholic, Chicago wandering painter, burying past under oil layers, vaguely recounting first love engraving ring to guide through darkness, evenings by the stove with winter Michigan deep sorrow. Olivia touches the red lock, its softness like her mother's whisper, and murmurs softly, voice quivering. My mom. She passed from kidney failure 4 years ago, leaving paints, and this ring. She said it was from her first love, a talisman guiding through. Evelyn nods, dabbing tears with silk handkerchief, inquiring about Liam with choked voice. Your father. He died in an accident before you were born, right? Olivia shakes her head slowly, brown eyes darkening with hazy memory, fragments from mother's stove-side Chicago tales. Might the truth of that wandering artist father be the key healing this wound? Or just another blade cutting deeper into two women's hearts, piecing family shards? Are you still here, dear viewer? Cue me. Pause to relax a bit, maybe sip some water, then keep listening to the captivating content, okay? Comment number 1 if you find this story interesting. Don't forget to hit subscribe on the channel. The fireplace pops a small burst, spewing orange glowing embers like shooting stars in the study, illuminating the red lock in the now open emerald ring on the glossy walnut table, a relic not just whispering past but stirring memory fragments. Olivia Hayes once buried under Bushwick daily grind dust. She sits there, hand lightly touching the ring face, metal warming like Sophia's breath from dim Chicago evenings, when her mother hunched over the worn easel under flickering neon, murmuring of the talisman guiding through darkness in a distant voice, like spinning fairy tales for her tiny daughter who couldn't yet grasp the deep sorrow. Olivia inhales deeply, old book and wood smoke scents enfolding her like maternal arms, and she begins recounting, voice gentle but quivering, like an underground river finally breaching after years suppressed. Her mother died 4 years ago from kidney failure, a silent disease gnawing from her Wicker Park freelance painter days, where she crafted vibrant Brooklyn and Michigan abstracts but sold few, just enough for oil paints and sparse dinners. Sophia left Olivia a worn wooden box, inside dried brushes, faded paint jars, and the emerald ring, Grandma's talisman, from first love, she'd said, eyes distant toward the damp apartment window, where truck rumbles drowned baby Mia's cries. Olivia knew not its true value, wearing it daily for that vague warmth, like a red thread linking her to the melancholic mother always veiling past under oil, vaguely alluding to the man who engraved the ring to guide, but never naming or detailing, just sadly shaking her head when asked, as if words might rouse a sleeping ghost. Evelyn listens, wrinkled hand clutching the leather armchair arm, each facial crease mapping time scars from white Detroit garage nights to secret memorial Sloan Kettering chemo sessions, where needles pierced veins like reminders the Harrington Empire could crumble any time, not just from stocks but her betraying body. She nods slowly, dabbing eye corners with now tear-stained pristine white silk, and asks of Liam with choked voice, like opening a door slammed 32 years prior. Your father. He died in a car crash before your birth, right? Sophia once told me of him, a street artist with battered guitar, painting graffiti as if the world were his canvas. Olivia shakes her head lightly, brown eyes shadowing with hazy fragments from mother's Chicago stove tales. Liam didn't die in a crash, but a more distant figure, sketched in newsprint drafts. A man with toothy smile and calloused hands from sidewalk pigment mixing, but details always halting at pain's edge, as if Sophia feared voicing would reopen bleeding wounds. She recounts her mother always melancholic, a profound sorrow like frozen winter Michigan lake, veiling past under paint and hasty flea market sales, where she'd force smiles for tourists to mask long solitary easel nights, whispering a name in dreams. Then Olivia smiles faintly, a tentative glow like sunlight slipping study curtains, as Evelyn asks of children the gesture simple yet warm, like a thread linking two women generations sundered by time and ambition. Mia, my daughter, 5 years old, she murmurs, voice soft as bedtime tales in cramped Bushwick apartment. Such a rascal, always scribbling on walls with crayons, just like her grandma, quirky shapes like street graffiti, but bursting color and dreams. That joy soothes the cancer gnawing Evelyn within, a fresh hope amid weary hospital chemo days, where she lay on stark white beds, staring ceilings, envisioning a legacy not stocks but children's laughter echoing Hampton's mansion. She leans forward, trembling hand lightly touching Olivia's a first true connection, skin to skin past cold diamond rings, and whispers an offer like confession. Olivia, everything's yours. The Harrington legacy, the company, all that should have been your mother's. From Detroit garage to Davos deals. I'll set up the trust now. So Mia has a future without scraping like your mother did. That moment warmth spreads the study, like hearthfire thawing cold granite space. Two women seated hand in hand, sharing shared pain like old friends reuniting post-storm, wall clock ticking like synced new heartbeats. But then the study door bursts open with a dry creak, slashing that warm flow like a razor blade, and Victor Harrington enters, Evelyn's son, 55, tall and broad in perfectly tailored Armani suit hugging his gym-toned frame from private Manhattan sessions, razor-sharp financial surgeon eyes scanning the room like the loss reports he hides from her on the failed metaverse venture. Beside him, Cassandra, his wife, 2-year-old socialite with pearl necklace glittering like faux tears, thin smile not reaching icy blue eyes, where status and soirees measure all. They halt at the threshold, eyes riveted on Olivia, like an intruder in Harrington's crystal world. Coffee uniform frayed at shoulders with coffee stains, scuffed sneakers from Bushwick doubles, huddled on red velvet armchair like an errant inkblot on the wall-hung Pollock. Victor frowns, voice icy as midnight financial readout. Mother, who's this? Evelyn rises slowly, back straightening to reclaim familiar steel shell, voice resolute echoing study like boardroom decree. This is Olivia Hayes, my granddaughter Sophia's daughter. Air congeals, like Michigan lake icing under east winds. Victor and Cassandra standing like granite statues, eyes flashing suspicion. Will they welcome this lost blood, or turn the fragile reunion into a greed and billion-dollar legacy battlefield? The study door creaks like aged joints protesting intrusion, and Victor Harrington strides over the threshold with the confident gait of one accustomed to dominating Manhattan boardrooms, Armani suit hugging his gym-firmed frame from private sessions where he envisions each punch a sealed deal. His eyes sharp as financial scalpels, inherited from Evelyn but lacking. Theodore's warmth sweep the room like loss reports. He conceals from her on the metaverse collapse, lingering on Olivia Hayes with fleeting disdain like an errant ink smudge on the wall Pollock. Cassandra follows, pearl necklace sparkling in hearth, firelight like hardened teardrops, thin smile not touching icy blue eyes, where social status gauges every threat. She, Hampton's cocktail doyenne, once turning soirees into social battlegrounds, now eyes Olivia like a Bushwick interloper, in shoulder-frayed coffee uniform, vanilla-stained and sneakers dirtied from doubles, huddled on red velvet armchair like fate's jest amid Harrington's crystal realm. Victor halts, hands pocketed in lazy gesture, masking seething rage he'd overheard Alfred murmur of the unexpected guest via Bluetooth earpiece. And now, in this sacred study with Theodore's beaming portrait, he sees not blood but threat to the airship he's cultivated through long nights, concealing losses, covert deals with shadow funds to save the empire from ruin. Mother, he says, voice icy as midnight financial readout, eyes flicking from Evelyn's tear-reddened wrinkled face to Olivia. Who is she? A coffee shop acquaintance? I. The words hang like stalks awaiting plunge, and Cassandra interjects, voice honeyed poison laced with lemon, head tilting in feigned smile. Surely an opportunist, dear Evelyn. Jewelry's easily faked on the black market. Who doesn't counterfeit emeralds these days? She steps deeper, heels clicking on walnut floor, eyes narrowing on the now open ring on the table, red lock glinting in firelight like direct challenge to the will she's mentally drafted. Evelyn rises slowly, back ramrod to reclaim Davos negotiations steel shell, trembling but resolute hand gripping armchair arm like clutching Theodore's memory against spreading chest cancer pain. She meets Victor's eyes squarely, Blue depths, now flaring, not Wall Street fire, but a mother's betrayed blaze, and declares voice resounding study like boardroom edict. This is Olivia Hayes, my granddaughter Sophia's daughter. The words drop like a slow bomb in book and wood smoke, thick air. Victor freezing. Angular face, paling a beat before twisting into a smirk. The smile he deploys to mask failed investments, now warped into skeptical mask. Sophia's child? You're joking, mother? He snorts, voice pitching with mockery, circling the table like a judge pacing the accused. 32 years no trace. Now, popping up with a ring? And he jabs at Olivia, Rolex glinting finger like a blade, a Brooklyn barista? This is cheap movie script, mother. Cassandra nods agreement, hand stroking pearls like soothing shaken status, murmuring silken venom. Pitiful, Evelyn. You're letting sentiment blind you. An opportunist like this needs one sad tale and a fake bauble to devour Harrington. They circle Olivia like vultures over carrion, deeming her direct threat to airship Victor, with long nights scheming to bury metaverse losses keeping his CEO seat. Now sees Sophia's ghost as past curse, threatening plans hatched from Austin garage days. Cassandra, boasting Harrington legacy is ours, at Hampton's galas, now quakes at ousting from elite circles. Olivia sits still, fingers blanching, gripping armchair edge, feeling stripped bare in this opulent study, not for the frayed uniform, but their eyes branding her gold digger, a stain on the flawless family canvas. Evelyn interposes, voice rising like Atlantic swells beyond windows, shielding granddaughter with a mother's once child lost ferocity. This is my blood. The ring proves it, Sophia's lock of hair. Theodore's engraving. Can't you see? This is chance to mend what I destroyed. She turns to Olivia, eyes softening a beat, like silent apology for the steel world she once forced her daughter into. But Victor yields not, shaking head with thin smile, voice dropping to scheming whisper. Blood? Or empty words, mother? We need science DNA test. Ironclad. Let's see if this granddaughter is real or just Bushwick ploy. Cassandra nods, eyes triumphant gleam. Precisely. Clinical test from Manhattan's top lab, no room for fraud or feelings. Fraud stings Olivia like poisoned arrow, jolting her. Cheeks flushing under hearth fire, she thinks of Mia, 5-year-old with asthma and newsprint scribbles, piled medical bills in Bushwick apartment, a future alterable if she holds firm. Agreeing means deeper into this viper nest. Refusing brands her liar as accused. She swallows tears, recalling Mother Sophia's solitary easel and melancholy struggles, and murmurs resolute, "Fine, do the test. Then you'll see I'm not lying." Victor nods curtly, satisfaction flickering like small deal win, turning to Evelyn. "Until results, don't give her a dime, mother. This could be the slickest scam yet." Evelyn eyes Olivia, gaze apologetic yet firm, voice ringing like a queen's final decree. "You'll stay here, in this mansion as my guest. Not from doubt, but to shield you and Mia from whispers out there." Fleeting fury flashes Victor's face before masked by forced smile, but he nods. "As you wish, mother. But don't say I didn't warn you." With a final bitter glance at Olivia like curse from legacy calculation nights, Victor and Cassandra pivot from study, door clicking shut behind like dry punctuation, leaving stifling air post-storm. Evelyn turns to Olivia, trembling hand lightly touching granddaughter's shoulder, murmuring, "They're wrong. But now, we play their game to prove you're the light I lost." Olivia nods, heart hammering under frayed shirt, wondering if this battle's worth it, or if it'll devour them both before DNA confirms, and if Victor harbors darker secrets than the ring, will the green gem's light suffice to guide through encroaching shadows? Atlantic waves murmur beyond arched windows like ocean secrets, rousing Olivia Hayes to her first morning in the Harrington Mansion guest suite, a space vaster than her entire Bushwick rental, with king-size bed draped in pristine white silk, glossy walnut floors mirroring sunlight slipping voile curtains, endless view to Hampton's white sands where gentle swells beckon from past. She bolts upright, heart thudding amid alien warm linens, hand unconsciously touching the emerald ring now on bedside table, green gem staring like sea eyes, reminding this world isn't dream but opulent nightmare devouring her bit by bit. Across the room, Mia the 5-year-old with curly tangle just like mom's giggles delighted on thick Persian rug, frolicking like a stranded mermaid in palace. "Mommy, this is Princess Castle. Pool big as Grandma's Michigan lake, you told. Daughter's tinkling laughter echoes sweet, muffling Olivia's surging chest anxiety as she surveys walls hung with abstracts, chaotic, colorful strokes she now recognizes as great-grandma Sophia's. Chicago red brick graffiti once sprayed, now gold-framed treasures. DNA waiting days pass like surreal play. Olivia and Mia shifting from Bushwick roasted coffee world to this granite palace. But each floorboard step echoes like countdown clock to judgment hour. Alfred, the butler with faded silver mustache and rare twinkling mischief eyes, stealthily becomes Mia's silent hero, leading the rambunctious girl to vast kitchen where stainless ovens gleam like spaceships, teaching ginger cookies from old Detroit garage recipe, secrets extra cinnamon. Like Grandpa Theodore's warmth, he murmurs. Calloused hands guiding tiny ones rolling dough, flour snowing midsummer, Hamptons like flurries, making the girl laugh till tears flow, forgetting asthma coughs that once hacked in damp apartment. Olivia watches from kitchen door crack, a gentle smile creeping through unease. Alfred, who'd witnessed Evelyn's engineer to queen rise, now grins genuine first in years, as if Mia's fresh breeze dusting the mansion's loneliness layer. Those instants, simple as flour-dusted hands, are rare sunbeams in Nightmare, where Olivia senses the red thread linking three women generations. Sophia with hasty Chicago flea market street graffiti, her with billion-dollar Manhattan calls, and now her, barista with newsprint pencil scribbles. Evelyn Harrington mends those rifts through afternoon teas by study hearth, pulling faded albums from safe yellowed pages chronicling teenage Sophia, spraying vibrant graffiti on Wicker Park red brick walls, colorful paint strokes turning drab streets to living art, once winning local Chicago awards but forced by her to abandon for safety, pursuing Harvard summers and Manhattan internships over wandering easel and guitar. She flips pages, voice quivering with regret, wrinkled finger tracing beaming Sophia by Michigan Lake photo, oil paint smudged on cheek. She found beauty everywhere in Brooklyn's sidewalk cracks, Chicago drizzle, but I shoved her into Harrington's steel world, deeming art pie in sky. Olivia listens, herbal teacup warm in hand, feeling like reassembling her own shattered mosaic. And then, in a golden afternoon sun slipping window, she opens mother's left box, Sophia's aged sketches, trembling pencil drafting a woman by lake, and Olivia, first time after years hiding, takes pencil, first stroke emerging on blank paper. Young Evelyn by Michigan Lake, blue eyes gleaming like emerald, evoking youth tales from afternoon teas. This, for you, Olivia murmurs, offering the shaky drawing, and Evelyn takes it, tears streaming unchecked, whispering through choke. You have your mother's talent, the flame never died. Bond sprouts through those sessions, like roots gripping Hampton's sands, two women by hearth sharing fractured memory shards. Evelyn confessing, gnawing cancer breath by breath. I need you, Olivia, not for money or legacy, but true family, what I lost in that 1993 storm. But Victor and Cassandra Harrington sleep not soundly in mansion long nights, where waves warn like Atlantic murmurs. Knowing Harrington Enterprises nears bankruptcy if Evelyn alters the will, Victor's concealed metaverse losses now ticking bomb threatening devour empire from Detroit garage to Austin campus. In their second-floor private room, dark sea view under waning moon, Cassandra whispers silken venom, eyes glinting, cunning cruelty. We can't wait on DNA, hire a hacker, dig her past, unearth any dirt. Victor nods, scotch glass clenched, calling a specialist via encrypted app on dark web, and in 2 days, Olivia's files ransacked. Minor lawsuit from old Brooklyn café. Wrongful firing after accusing boss of harassment, a settled out-of-court matter. But hacker fabricates slick evidence, doctoring emails and minutes painting Olivia as shakedown extortionist, twisting victim to opportunist. Cassandra smirks reading iPad report, finger swiping like petting prey. Enough to sow doubt seeds, a manipulative barista twisting past for social climb. Will this dark plot, brewed in mansion shadows, shatter fragile trust between Evelyn and Olivia before DNA confirms, or ignite the flame Sophia once sprayed on Chicago red brick walls? Waxing crescent moon hangs like silver sickle, slashing Hampton's sky, beaming down Rose Garden where fragile petals quiver in salty sea breeze. And Olivia Hayes walks alone, winding white gravel paths, scuffed sneakers sinking into post-afternoon rain damp earth. As if the garden swallows each step, pulling her from familiar Bushwick world. She pauses by twinkling fountain under moonlight, hand unconsciously stroking emerald ring back on ring finger. Cool green stone reminding DNA wait days no jest their suspended blades. Sharper than piled medical bills once white knighting her beside Mia. Distant Atlantic waves blend rustling rose leaves into midnight symphony, making Olivia feel tiny, adrift in this colossal granite mansion, where each brick seems murmuring, family secrets she hasn't grasped. She inhales deeply, heady rose mingling sea salt, chasing afternoon unease surge when Mr. Whitaker, family lawyer, kindly old man with thick round glasses and warm grandfatherly smile like fairy tale teller, knocked on her guest suite door with battered leather briefcase and steady voice like storm anchor. Whitaker sits opposite Olivia on red velvet armchair in suite adjoining small study, eyes behind glasses twinkling decades wisdom drafting Wall Street tycoon wills. Hand flipping yellowed parchment pages with billion-dollar figures dancing like stock charts. He commences trust proceedings deliberately, voice gentle yet firm like serene Hudson flow through Manhattan. Mrs. Harrington wants you carrying the company's future. Olivia, not just financial legacy, but Harrington Enterprises' soul, from Detroit garage to current Austin campuses, especially with her health. Time waits for none. Words hang like emerald under desk lamp, Olivia's heart clenching, hand blanching, gripping armchair edge. Image of Evelyn, old woman with once piercing blue eyes, now chemo-dulled flashing mind like unfinished sketch. She panics, voice quivering amid alien numbers. I just know coffee brewing, Mr. Whitaker, not running billions or saving empires. I haven't even read a financial report. He chuckles softly, warm smile spreading through round frames, laced grandfatherly mischief teasing grandkids drawing dreams. Families about learning, dear like Theodore coding on ping-pong table, or Sophia sketching on Chicago sidewalks. But beware, Victor sees you as threat, not blood, but his CEO seat wobbling from failed metaverse deals. Warning plants like rose garden seed, sprouting creeping fear, but Whitaker snaps briefcase, patting her shoulder before departing. Trust your lighthouse, it guided Mrs. Evelyn through many storms. Afternoon swirls paperwork and Whitaker's Swiss bank whispers. Olivia by sweet window gazing rose garden, pencil in hand sketching Mia's toothy smile. A simple stroke chasing imposter feel in this world, where each choice alters thousands of Harrington employees' fates. But as dusk falls, painting roses red under crescent moon, Olivia steps out for sea air to steady heart pounding from Whitaker's recited billions trusts, shares, restructurings she half grasps, like Sophia's abstract awaiting her coloring. She paces gravel, sneakers crunching sea wind, and Cassandra Harrington emerges from rosebush shadows, like elegant spectre from Hampton's cocktail, black silk dress clinging lithe form, pearls gleaming moonlit like ready silver bullets. Cassandra approaches sly smile, icy blue eyes glinting like frozen Michigan lake, gliding heels clicking gravel, wineglass red, swaying like weapon. Enjoying the garden, Olivia? She murmurs, voice velvety yet thorny as rose prickle. Halting steps away, Chanel No. 5, mingling heady blooms. Mia's sure loving that pool kids adore shiny things, don't they? But friendly advice, take 5 million, vanish from these Hamptons. That sum keeps you and your girl comfy in Bushwick forever. No asthma bills or tip-scarce coffee worries. Olivia freezes, heart hammering under thin sweater, feeling rose thorns prick skin, but straightens, clutching emerald ring like composure anchor. I'm staying for Mrs. Evelyn, not money or billion legacies. Cassandra snorts, laugh icily echoing night garden like shattering glass, head tilting mock pity. Oh, poor naive thing. You don't know what you're facing, your secrets. That old café firing for slandering boss, lies to climb socially. I'll expose it all, make you tabloid fodder from New York Post to page 6. Threat slices like Whitaker's warned blade, but Olivia quivers only a beat, then lifts chin. Voice resolute laced, self-deprecating humor chasing fear. Then expose away, I'm just a latte brewing doodler, not Wall Street queen like you. Cassandra pivots, snort dissolving sea wind, leaving Olivia solitary amid roses, heart chaotic between trust, promise, and plot shadows. DNA wait now like head-hung blade, sharper ever, with Evelyn weakening post-third chemo, resting in private room with pallid face and shallow breaths. Will Olivia withstand Cassandra's venom whispers? Or will doubt's seed sprout storm-sweeping fragile reunion hopes? Study door knocks precisely 3 p.m. Dry as gavel judgment on walnut floor. Slicing mounting tension symphony in Harrington mansion air thick as pre-storm Hudson fog. Each breath heavy under DNA weight days like ticking bomb. Evelyn Harrington huddles by marble hearth, white silk shawl veiling eyeshadows from morning's third chemo, where needles plunged veins like time not for sale reminder. She grips leather armchair arm, wrinkled fingers clenching like seizing Theodore's beaming portrait memory on wall. Orange fire dancing her face, illuminating time-etched wrinkles from 32-year regrets and now chest-spreading cancer shadow. Opposite, Olivia Hayes clutches Mia on red velvet sofa, 5-year-old curled kitten-like in mom's arms. Big brown eyes, sparkling curiosity scanning opulent study. Towering shelves stuffed ancient leather. Yellowed paper scent, mingling wood smoke like Sophia's past graffiti whispers on Chicago red brick. Olivia trembles. Fingers aching, clutching emerald ring. Cool metal anchoring against surging emotion waves. While Mia innocently crayons newsprint Whitaker brought. Scribbles wriggling quirky shapes like mom's beloved street graffiti. Victor and Cassandra perch study far side like Wall Street judge statues. Victor in tailored Armani hugging tensed gym frame like strung wire. Scalpel eyes raking Olivia like concealed metaverse loss reports leaning forward. Knuckles blanching armchair grip. Thin smile, not touching cold blue eyes. Evelyn inherited but Theodore warmth lacking. Cassandra adjacent, pearls firelit like ready silver shots. Ramrod in Hamptons, poise black silk. But beneath lurks status quake if Olivia proves true blood, turning cocktail galas to social jests. Study air thickens, only wall clock ticking, chaotic heartbeat, and Mia's newsprint rustles soul, carefree sound in storm. Like girl's playful stroke reminding life not always billion contracts or midnight rose threats. Mr. Whitaker enters with battered leather case. Kindly face behind thick round glasses now stern as grandfatherly ghost tale teller. Hand-holding sealed manila envelope, not mere science paper. But key unlocking Harrington future. From Detroit garage to wobbling Austin campuses via Victor's hidden losses. He pauses room center, voice steady storm anchor. Good afternoon, everyone. I have results from Manhattan's premier lab. Eyes rivet envelope, Victor leaning farther. Cassandra's forced smile cracking mask. Olivia clutching Mia till girl stirs, whispering, Mommy, draw dolphin. Innocent beat drawing faint Olivia smile amid fear. Whitaker slits seal deliberately, like opening Theodore's old will, skims paper inscrutably, then lifts gaze to Evelyn, voice formal resounding study. Comparative DNA analysis of Miss K, Olivia Hayes, and Mrs. Evelyn Harrington. Results conclusive. 99.99% probability of granddaughter-grandmother relation. Collective size, exhale like sea wind, clearing fog. Evelyn eyes closing beat, relief tear tracing wrinkled cheek, hand reaching Olivia with rare post-chemo beaming smile, murmuring through choke. I knew. True family. She embraces Olivia tightly, trembling arms enveloping Mia too. Girl giggling crayon scribbling now color-smeared newsprint. Like tiny graffiti in antique study. Moment warmth spreading. Hearth fire thawing cold granite space. Evelyn whispering granddaughter's ear. You're the lighthouse I lost. Mia giggles. Crayon wriggling dolphin dancing paper. Carefree stroke easing tension sliver. But then Cassandra thrusts thick dossier high hidden under sofa. Papers fire glinting like dark web weapon voice slashing emotional peak like crystal dagger. Congratulations? Or time-facing facts? Evelyn's smile extinguishes, whirling, voice frail but edged. Cassandra, what do you mean? She unfolds dossier dramatically slow, extracting hacker laser-forged docs. Voice, honeyed toxin. While awaiting this touching reunion, Victor and I thought prudent self-investigate hired experts digging her past. She reads aloud, eyes triumphant. Olivia Hayes, fired from Brooklyn Café 2 years ago for slandering boss harassment. Staging lawsuit for settlement cash, faked emails, doctored minutes, all painting a social climbing manipulator. Fabrications, brewed in Victor's private shadows, now rain study like acid, casting Olivia as born opportunist over fair fighting victim. Olivia leaps up, voice thundering steady like Hampton's storm thunder, clutching Mia trembling. Fakes! All lies. I accuse the boss to protect friends, not for money. She lunges toward Cassandra, face flushing firelit, but Victor interjects, rising judge-like, voice mocking pitch. Fits opportunist a Bushwick barista suddenly heir to billions? Evelyn glances from Victor Cassandra's smug faces to panicked Olivia. Doubt flicker in blue depths, poison seed from midnight, rose threat now sprouting. For she, versed in contract betrayals, wonders if this fragile hope's illusion amid cancer shadows. Voice frail, quivering autumn leaf. Olivia, is it true? Stab shatters Olivia, hot tears surging, desperate headshake, choked voice. After all, you doubt me too? She whirls, dragging Mia fleeing study, door slam echoing like 1993 shattering glass, racing sweet packing frantic coarse canvas bags tumbling with Mia's toys and mother's wooden box, murmuring daughter, home for real now, sweetie. Will this fleeting doubt mark Lighthouse's end just ignited, or stir deeper shadows from Sophia's once buried past? Guest's sweet door slams like Hampton's storm thunder, echoing endless granite hallway where Sophia's abstracts dangle like witnessing ghosts, as Olivia Hayes bursts in with sobbing Mia in arms. Coarse old duffel thudding walnut floor, daughter's toys scattering like dream shards just shattered. She crumples kneeling, hugging Mia tight, whispering through choked sobs. Home now, baby, our real home, where no one doubts mommy's a liar. Mia, big brown-eyed 5-year-old, now tear-brimmed, clutches. Alfred gifted Teddy, the warm ginger gift from Mansion Kitchen, now final Princess Castle, memento and quavers wind-like. Mommy, is Grandma Evelyn mean? Olivia wipes daughter's tears, heart twisting at innocent query, thinking Evelyn old woman with blue eyes now doubt flickering, sharper blade than Cassandra's midnight rose threat and murmurs. No, love, her world's just too complicated. She dives wardrobe, stuffing Mia's clothes hastily, trembling hand brushing mother's worn wooden box from Chicago, Sophia's easel melancholy relic, now tucked high shelf like reminder past, never truly buried. Down in study, Evelyn Harrington sits motionless by hearth, orange fire dancing pallid now ashen face from chemo and shock, wrinkled hand clawing leather arm till nails gouge brown hide, like grasping hope just door slammed away. Victor and Cassandra stand smug like big Wall Street winners, Victor's thin smile veiling metaverse loss worry, Cassandra stroking pearls, soothing social triumph. But Evelyn, tycoon once billion merging unblinking, feels steel shell fracturing, their fabrication doubt like 3 2-year regret soil poison seed. How could you? She murmurs, frail voice rising fury, lurching up with final Theodore memory strength, trembling finger jabbing son. You stole that pure moment, a real family. What I thought died in 1993 storm. Victor interrupts, voice financial report justifying pitch. We protected you, mother, she's manipulator. Harrington stain. Evelyn shakes head, hot tears streaming cheeks, envisioning Olivia fleeing with Mia, murmuring, you care for legacy over blood over my happiness. Quarrel erupts like Atlantic crashing shore. Victor roaring of scandal blot if tabloids snag. Evelyn retorting he's the blot with hidden deals, but Lightnock interrupts like storm anchor. Alfred enters, etched face worry plain under silver mustache, warm voice murmuring, Mrs. Harrington, miss. Hayes is packing calling cab at front gate. Words punch final to Evelyn's chest, where cancer spreads throbbing. She staggers rising, fleeing study with resolute yet shaky steps. Leaving Victor and Cassandra stunned silence, first time seeing unbreakable mother run like desperate parent down long hallway. She charges spiral stairs, breath short from illness, hand gripping icy marble railing, shoving guest suite door wide. Sight hits Olivia kneeling floor, luggage mess. Mother's box agape with Sophia sketches strewn, Mia weeping by Teddy. Olivia, please don't go. Evelyn murmurs, voice breaking through pants, lunging to kneel by granddaughter, trembling hand touching shoulder. I was wrong doubting you over their lies. We can fix it. Like Theodore said, lighthouse guides through darkness. Olivia looks up, hurt red-brown eyes, but instead replying, she plucks final letter from wooden box, a yellowed parchment ribbon faded, Sophia's elegant script quivering past whisper and hands Evelyn. Choked voice. Read it, Grandma. This is the truth Victor hid from you 32 years. Dear viewers, pause a moment to hit subscribe before main story continues, but only if you truly empathize with what I'm sharing. And comment below where you're watching from and what time it is now. Fascinating seeing everyone worldwide joining us. Evelyn takes the letter, hands shaking so using both to unfold. Lines emerging under sweet warm lamp like heart-slicing blades. Sophia's Chicago letters seeking peace, post 1993 quarrel. Dearest mother, I'm sorry I was angry but never stopped loving you. Liam and I struggle, but happy. Wish you'd meet him. He's kind like Theodore. Then, pregnancy announcement. Excited script. You're to be grandma soon. This'll soften you. We want home. Dozens pleading, on Liam's swift progressing lung cancer. Begging not money but family arms. Final agony filled. Mother, Liam died this morning. I'm alone. 7 months pregnant. Nothing left. Called main house. Victor answered. He said, you disowned me. Your choices have consequences. Don't contact again. My heart's broken. Goodbye. Your Isabella Sophia. Evelyn reads. World crumbling, not mere betrayal. Victor blocking calls. Lying disownment to monopolize airship. But concealing recent company losses. Blocking her stock sales to salvage empire. She collapses floor. Low guttural rasp escaping lips. Mother's heart second shattering. Hot tears soaking parchment like old Chicago rains. She lifts head. Eyes tearless now. Blazing fury. Sophia. Red brick wall fire clutching letter weapon-like. Storming from suite. Olivia trailing with Mia in arms. Knowing this secret no longer solitary. They find Victor and Cassandra in grand foyer. Smug pair whispering victory. But Evelyn charges son. Slapping hard crack echoing like 1,993 glass shatter. Victor's face blanching. Control mask splintering to panic. You. She hisses. Voice trembling fierce near silence. Thrusting letter. You blocked letters. Lied, I disowned Sophia, letting her die alone in Chicago. Me grieving 32 years. You killed your sister. Killed Harrington legacy. Victor recoils. Hand cradling stinging cheek. Weakly pleading. Mother, I protected you from them. From dirt poor Liam. But Evelyn roars. Voice foyer resounding like boardroom firing. Protected. You guarded CEO seat. Hiding metaverse losses so I couldn't sell shares saving company. You're the monster. Whitaker hacked email evidence unearthed Victor's Sophia blocked messages. Concealed loss reports exposes all. Cassandra recoiling pallid fleeing stairs. Leaving Victor solitary foyer. Belated begging. Evelyn whirls, voice icily flat. Fired. Stripped all inheritance out of my house. Penniless, like Liam once. With progressing chest pain, she turns Olivia. Choked voice. Forgive me. We're his victims together. Olivia nods, clasping hand. But will this unveiled truth save teetering Harrington empire, or stir new ghosts from Sophia's once-buried past? Weeks post-foyer brutal unveiling in Harrington Mansion. Hampton's air shifts like post-summer storm Michigan lake surface still rippling. But beneath, new currents creep, carrying healing wounds warmth. Whitaker, kindly glasses framed now steadfast new, quietly handles legal fallout like deft artist mending shattered mosaic, appointing Olivia Hayes co-CEO Harrington Enterprises in 3 days. Not noisy Manhattan board but peaceful study hearth afternoon, where yellowed parchments signed under orange fire, mingled Mia's newsprint scribble giggles. Olivia, once Bushwick roast scent barista, now behind Theodore's walnut desk, stylus pen iPad swapping latte trays, channeling hidden drawing talents Sophia taught via hazy Chicago stove tales to rebrand company. Lighthouse art campaign births from her canvases. Vibrant graffiti on Austin garage walls, inspired Sophia's Wicker Park sidewalk oils, transforming wobbly metaverse machine to healing icon AR apps, letting employees sketch ideas direct on screens, salvaging empire from bankruptcy by luring young art startups. Stocks surging 25% first week, like Hudson's sudden sunlit. Olivia stands virtual boardroom with Austin engineers, voice initial quiver firming like first pencil stroke on white. Draw like our grandma, not code but soul. And they heed, for first time. Harrington's no numbers but living canvas. Meanwhile, Evelyn Harrington finds fresh breath amid weary Memorial Sloan Kettering chemos, where needles now less lonely soothed by Olivia's brought sketches, Michigan Lake portraits of her. Soft pencil tracing chemo-dulled blue eyes yet hope glinting like emerald. She teaches Mia, drawing in rose garden, seated teak bench under twilight sun, wrinkled hand guiding tiny one-rolling pigments to quirky shapes, dolphins dancing Atlantic swells. Fairy Theodore toothy grinning guitar strumming, spinning Detroit garage tales like fables. Your grandpa sketched ideas on ping-pong table. World change, now you draw. Saving great-grandma from darkness. Mia belly laughs, pigment smudging cheeks like old Sophia oils. Laughter echoing now lively rose garden like Wicker Park flea markets. Alfred lurking bushes, silver mustache quivering rare smile. Baking fresh ginger cookies. Kitchen cinnamon warmth wafting mansion like family new breath. Olivia sits adjacent, aiding through chest pains with healing sketches. Guiding series drafting Evelyn and Theodore. Moonlit Michigan embrace. Light pencil strokes banishing cancer shadows. And she murmurs, frail voice brighter ever. You draw like Sophia, the flame lives in you. Victor Harrington, now wandering gray autumn drizzle Manhattan streets. Armani suit wrinkled like shattered control shell. Lost all CEO seat, shares. Even Park Avenue penthouse now Whitaker Trust sits Riverside Cafe. Black no sugar mug like Evelyn's old. Sending belated apology encrypted email. Words weakly pleading. Mother, I was wrong. Ambition blinded like metaverse dark. Evelyn reads in study hearth glow. Pallid face illness etched deeper. But tears let her deliberately. Scraps falling autumn-like. Choosing forgiveness via deed. Whitaker secretly offers Victor. Humble advising at small Austin startup. Not pity but Sophia lesson. Soul guides. Not power. Mansion now rings with Mia butterfly chasing garden laughter. Rose petals swirling like colorful graffiti. Alfred baking with Mia sous chef. Flower flurrying summer snow. And Evelyn, frailer with shorter breaths but brighter eyes ever, sits Olivia one peaceful evening. Lifting bedside table emerald ring. Green gem candlelit like midnight Michigan lighthouse. She takes Olivia's hand. Wrinkled fingers quivering yet firm. Twisting ring opening secret compartment with Sophia's red lock and engraving, My Lighthouse. Guiding through darkness. T.H. Murmuring weak breath. It guided me through dark from Theodore's Detroit garage. Sophia's Chicago sidewalks. Now you and Mia. She loops ring Olivia's neck. Cool silver chains skin touch like Michigan Lake vow. Keep for Mia family lighthouse symbol. Guiding every storm. Olivia fingers gem. Warmth spreading like her first Evelyn sketch pencil. Tears flowing but healing. Mansion vibrating. Mia's garden laughter echo, like new river through cold granite. Will this green gem light suffice Evelyn conquering deep cancer dark, or guide through new storm from Victor's once buried past? Autumn Hampton's sun slants, rose leaf gold canopy. Crimsoning white gravel to mansion boardroom like fresh blood pulsing aged body. But Evelyn Harrington enters staggering. Wrinkled hand clutching arched glass door frame. Breaths short surging like rising Atlantic swells beyond shore. She'd insisted joining this virtual board, not gleaming Manhattan penthouse but granite study, where Theodore's beaming portrait now final pass challenge. Despite Memorial Sloan Kettering docs warning lung cancer deep to right lung, each word gamble with tightening shadows. Evelyn sinks walnut long table head, large screen beaming directors' faces. Austin to New York. They bow greeting, reverent as ever, but she nods faint. Blue eyes chemo-hazed yet resilient glinting like Olivia's neck emerald. Olivia Hayes seats right, now co-CEO in simple linen suit, not flashy Armani, but minimalist Sophia graffiti, inspired tablet-holding lighthouse campaign salvaging Harrington from metaverse doom. She presents smoothly, voice initial tremble steadying like white paper first stroke. We sell not just code, we sell soul, like my grandma's sidewalk sketched in Chicago. This campaign boosted stocks 35%, turning Harrington healing icon for art startups. Directors nod, Austin one chuckling soft, like old Detroit garage ideas ping-pong sketched. And Evelyn faint smiles, hand under table squeezing Olivia's, skin touch anchoring against chest pain wave. But mid-smooth flow, Evelyn erupts hacking cough, not polite hack but violent gale. like Atlantic shattering granite, hand clutching chest, face ashen under sun-slipped window, collapsing walnut floor with dry thud resounding boardroom. Large screen flickers chaos, director's panic calling name. Olivia lunges kneeling beside, trembling hand intercom summoning Alfred. Ambulance now! While Evelyn lies, wheezing breaths like whistling arched window gaps, half-lidded blue eyes fixing Olivia, murmuring cough through. You, lead, like lighthouse. Ambulance sirens wail gravel drive, dust clouding like Chicago easel Sophia pigments. Evelyn whisked in Olivia's arms, hand vice gripping granddaughter's neck emerald like final Michigan Lake promise. Mansion falls heavy silence, only distant waves heartbeat chaotic. And Olivia, alone boardroom, screenshots resolute voice echoing. Meeting adjourned. Harrington needs healing, not numbers. From Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital, Olivia orchestrates Sophia Light charity art drive, not boardrooms, but foggy glass hallway video calls. Antiseptic scent mingling Alfred's snuck garden roses. She transforms Harrington healing emblem over cold steel ambition, fund aiding wandering women artists like old Sophia, sponsoring graffiti workshops, Wicker Park, Chicago and Bushwick, Brooklyn, where young girls sketch ideas on red brick walls, turning pie sky dreams to AR apps, salvaging teetering metaverse empire stocks leap another 40% in 3 days. Page 6 dubbing Garage to Graffiti Revolution. And Olivia, amid virtual meets with Mia Dolphin sketching adjacent hospital chair, feels red thread binding 3 generations. Sophia's flea market sold easel melancholy. Evelyn's Davos billion calls. Now her latte brewing soul infuser. Evelyn bedbound, ivy drips like Michigan drizzle. Watches iPad with faint smile, sun-slipped white curtains, murmuring visiting Whitaker. She's outdone my dreams, forgive Victor now. Through real deeds. Victor Harrington, now Austin campus wandering in wrinkled suit and roadside black coffee mug. Witnesses afar via cracked laptop screen, Sophia Light, graffiti sprouting mushroom-like on old garage walls, reminding sisters pre-blocked letter Chicago sidewalk sprays. He sits Whitaker arranged small startup ping-pong table, hand quivering penning final letter on Evelyn album like yellowed parchment. Words frail yet sincere. First post-loss conceal years. Mother, I aired let sister guide like old Michigan lighthouse. Letter arrives hospital via Alfred. Evelyn reads bedside, dawn-slipped window, pallid face, illness, deeper etched, but eyes forgiving, spark tears. Letter, not anger, but action choice, signaling Whitaker, humble Austin, advising for him learn from Sophia, not metaverse losses. Lawyer nods, emailing Victor succinct, start ping-pong table soul guides, not power. Victor reads blazing Austin's sun, tears first in years streaming. Beginning idea diagram sketching rough wood table, quivering stroke like belated sister vow. Bedside, Evelyn clasps Olivia and Mia's hands. 5-year-old seated hospital paper dolphin drawing, tiny hand vice, great-grandma finger, murmuring, tell fairy tale. Grandma! Evelyn faint smiles, voice raspy window whistle. I found home thanks you, Olivia. Don't let Mia grow without knowing lighthouse guides. Olivia grips tight, hot tears, cheek streaming. Resolute murmur, you'll see we'll draw on. She passes dawn peaceful, breath dissolving like sun-dissolved Hudson mist. No fanfare but faint hospital radio waves. Whitaker bed reading will. Olivia leads Harrington. Sophia Light Art Fund for women like her grandma, not billions but soul. Detroit garage to Brooklyn graffiti. Mansion no longer cold granite, now vast painting studio. White walls pigment splashed from Mia-led workshops. Laughter echoing halls like old Wicker Park markets. Alfred ginger cookieing with fund kids. Flower summer snowing. Olivia emerald-necked. New easels seated rose garden. Final pencil stroke emerging. Family under Michigan lighthouse, Evelyn and Theodore embracing. Sophia easel beaming. Mia dolphin dancing. Her central, green light radiating. Will this journey persist? New challenges from Victor's once-buried metaverse past, or lighthouse guide all forward shadows. Evelyn Harrington's tale isn't just Wall Street queen rediscovering lost emerald in Brooklyn Café, or battling inner cancer and blood betrayal. It's healing power, anthem of truth, where 32-year buried secrets like Sophia's final Chicago letter finally unsealed. ripping ambition's steel shell to bare fragile heart. Through Lighthouse Ring guiding from Detroit garage to Wicker Park graffiti, Evelyn learns true legacy lies, not stocks or billion contracts, but Olivia's quivering newsprint Bushwick strokes, Mia's butterfly chasing Hampton's rose garden laughter, Victor's belated ping-pong table forgiveness words. It reminds us greed gnaws like metaverse collapse, but unconditional love tested by Victor's letter blocks or Sophia's kidney pain ultimately lighthouse beams through dark, mending wounds not just personal but fractured lineage. Evelyn departs, hospital dawn peaceful, leaving not void but light, Sophia light fund, turning Harrington women wandering artist beacon, where girls like old Olivia dream draw unafraid steel world extinguishing. And if part 2 tells of Mia, now 5 with tiny pencil, inheriting this art empire facing Victor old rival plots metaverse past ghosts returning debt you wanna watch? Comment below. What would you do as Olivia? Forgive or revenge? Share family moment changed your life forever. Like this video, share with US friends and family spreading hope. And don't forget subscribe channel, bell notifications thrilled your company here. Tell us where you're watching from, what time it is,